Okay,
I ended up connecting.
good. I can hear it.
Thank
Okay,
God.
wonderful. Well, yes. So, that happened. I don't know if you had a problem. Were you able to connect again?
Yeah, actually, no. Yeah, the problem finished after connected to you.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, here, I'll screen share the article that you brought, and we'll
Okay.
take personality types. I like the picture. Well, some are happy, some are mad. One's happy, one's mad, one's crying. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you know the word behavior?
Behavior, it's a noun, and it means that, for example, it might be similar word trait, right?
Yeah, trait.
You
Yeah,
have
you could. That would be a good synonym. A trait.
and yeah, for example, people's act, right? For
Yeah,
example,
it's how people act. Yeah, so it could even be a dog. Like a dog's behavior might be good or bad. But usually, yeah, with a person, there's more varieties of behavior. Like they could be behaving suspicious. If
behavior.
somebody is acting suspicious, the police might, pull them over or ask them more questions if they're acting suspicious or if their behavior. So acting, behavior, it's related. Let's
Okay.
see. Do you want to see more sentences or do you understand?
I understand. Yeah, I have already known it. Behavior.
Okay, good. Tend to.
I tend to learn English.
Yes.
Right. And it's like I tend to do something, right? About, for example, I have a skill, right?
Yeah.
And I how can I say? I'm so clever, for example, and I tend to learn something.
Yeah, but did you notice a lot of these are things you don't really have a control over? And it's sometimes like something you don't have control over, and it's not really like a positive thing.
Yes.
So maybe like when I smell flowers, I tend to sneeze.
Okay.
So that's something you don't really have a control over. It's kind of like a reaction when you smell a flower, it might make you sneeze. Or cats tend to get stuck in trees. They don't want to get stuck, but it happens.
I knew it so different than the meaning of the tend to. I knew that eager. I mixed that like between eager to.
Right. So it's different than eager to, tend to. So it's like the consequence of something. The consequence.
Okay.
And there tends to be a lot of traffic in New York City. So it's like the consequence of so many people living in the same area. So
it's like Istanbul, for example. There tends to be a lot of traffic in Istanbul.
Yes, same thing. There tends to be a lot. So it's the consequence. Cats climb trees, so they tend to get stuck in trees. So it's maybe like even a pattern. The apartments in this area tend to be a bit pricey. Okay, that's the first part of the sentence. They tend to be a bit pricey.
It is possible, right? And
yeah,
close the result.
Right. So it's kind of It's possible, and it's a pattern.
For
A
example, a person who, someone like fighting, right? Fighting with someone, and I can say that man, he tends to fight. Can I say this?
Yeah,
Say that.
or yeah, you could say like he tends to get in fights regularly, or he tends to get in fights every week. Or whenever he drinks, he tends to get in fights.
How was tends to, I knew it. I knew that tends to. For example, I tend to learn English. Is that is it exist like this?
No, it doesn't work because it's something that you intend to do. That's another word, intend. So you can say,
I
I
intend to learn
intend
English.
I intend to learn English.
I heard this word from a movie.
This year, I could put, I intend to learn English this year. But tend to, tend to is the kind of, it seems to be a negative consequence. A negative consequence. And, so people aren't trying to do it. It's just the side effects, almost like the side effect of, so I tend to spend all of my money when I go gambling. You could say that. I tend to spend all of my money when I go gambling, because we were talking about Las Vegas, Macau. So that's like the consequences of going gambling.
Could you write this first, because I
Yeah.
need to understand more. I used to know this word completely different, and I have to put this word in my mind.
Okay. Yeah. I tend to spend all my money. Well, I could say it also, many women, they might have this problem. I tend to spend all my money when I go shopping. That's that's easier to identify with. If you think of a
Okay.
woman, a woman might say
Yeah.
that. I tend to spend all my money on shoes when there is a sale.
I tend to get angry. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You could say, I tend to get angry when I'm hungry.
I tend to get, yes. Now I started to understand. I started to understand the meaning of tend to. That's good.
When I'm hungry. Okay, so this is a good one, because I think it happens to me and other people. I tend to get angry easily when I'm hungry.
Okay. Or if I am saying would be true, I would understand. For example, I tend to get up lately, late. I tend to no, I tend to sleep, right?
Uh-huh.
I when I am tired. Is that correct one?
Well,
I tend to
well,
sleep more.
you could say, I tend to fall asleep during boring movies. During, yeah, you could say boring movies or slow movies. Maybe the movie is slow. So I could put, that happens to me when I go to a movie theater, sometimes the air conditioning, and if it's a kid's movie, you know, like a cartoon, I might, and it's in Spanish, then I might just fall asleep.
during boring movies.
Yeah, I tend to fall asleep during boring movies.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the negative consequences of maybe being tired. If you go to a movie tired and it's late at night, you might fall asleep during the movie. Or even after lunch. You see a movie after lunch. I tend to fall asleep after, or I tend to get drowsy. Drowsy. But we could, you know, it doesn't always have to be I. It could be my brother tends to
I need to write a text message for a short time.
Sure, no problem. I'll be typing in the chat box. Okay, there. My
Thanks.
brother tends to get drowsy after he eats a big meal. Let's see.
I have never heard of it. Drowsy, like
Spelled drowsy. Yeah. Perfect. Drowsy is when you're sleepy, tired, drowsy. Like right before you fall asleep, you get drowsy. Maybe your head, you know, like during class. During class, whoa.
Have you ever
Or
seen?
maybe this way, whoa.
Have you ever
Right.
seen like this, like people drowsy? When while you are teaching something on Cambly?
No, I haven't had that problem, fortunately. I think because
Okay.
Cambly is so interactive, you know, there's so much participation. I don't think
Exactly
that would be
true.
very hard if somebody fell asleep. But
It's like my grandfather. My grandfather, when he watch movies or when he sitting against the TV, or how can I say better way? For better way.
okay, your grandfather, he falls asleep, or
He falls
he
asleep. Yes,
falls
true.
asleep before the end of the movie,
Or he is watching the movie, right?
right?
I said şey. Anyway,
He
it's like well in Turkish. For example, if I can say when he watch movie, or I want to say different things, different than watch movie. Then he is sitting across to TV, or
yeah. So is he watching the movie?
yeah,
Okay, you could say while watching a movie, is it your grandpa or your dad?
grandpa.
Okay, while watching a movie, my grandpa falls asleep.
Yeah, in front of the television, maybe. No.
Right. Well, if he's watching the movie or watching you know it's in front of the TV. So while watching TV, my grandpa falls asleep. Or you could say he sleeps. While watching
Yes.
TV, my grandpa sleeps.
Okay.
That's
Now I see now.
that's simple and
Actually,
short.
I was going to say something, but I realized that there is not exist in English. That's why it might be so nonsense for you, but you summarized me very well.
Okay, yeah. I could also say during the TV show, my grandpa sleeps. So there's two ways to say that same thing. During the TV show, my grandpa was sleeping.
Was sleeping.
Okay, there. During the TV show, my grandpa was sleeping. So
Okay.
it's the same thing. While watching TV, my grandpa was sleeping. So you could say it, while watching TV, my grandpa was sleeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, thank you so lot. And
Okay.
thanks to you,
thank
I learned how to express thank you.
Okay, good. Well, let's see. We still have a few more words like myth.
Myth we called in Turkish myth. It's an, for example, it might be a legend, right? About the history, unusual things about the past,
Right.
and something has done that's so amazing. Also, so
Yeah.
I didn't this word. Okay, I didn't find this word.
So it says a myth is
Charming.
okay. Yeah, a myth can also is more like a traditional story.
Exactly true. Turkish myth,
Right.
Korean myth,
Okay.
Scandinavia, right?
Yeah, a
Do you
lot of
know who is Odin?
who?
Odin.
Odie. No, I don't know Odie.
Odin. Thor.
Thor. Okay, yeah, a Greek god.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so these are all myths. How about gratification?
um, I don't know this word
Okay, the state of being
completely.
greatly satisfied. Winning the match brought the player little gratification following the scandal. Oh boy,
Oh
that's
boy.
winning the match brought the player little gratification following the scandal. So gratification means pleasure, especially when gained from the satisfaction of a desire.
It's an, okay. I'm
So
glad, for example.
I'm glad.
Um,
Yeah, glad is more like content. You know, I'm glad, I'm content, or I'm happy. But gratification is like when you satisfy your desires.
and for example, playing football, playing game, and
Yeah,
playing, watching movies, right?
yeah, okay, too. You know, especially like winning. You know, something a little bit out of the ordinary, like winning, um, or kind of achieving a big goal. Something more than just having a good day at work. Well, yeah, so gratification.
After works, a solid for something, right? Or maybe it might be a bit true. Or for example, after I learned English, I have a little gratification.
Yeah, it's,
Gratification.
let's see. I'm trying to think of another. Let's see. I'm going to search on the internet. Gratification. Let's see. A lot of times people use instant gratification. They say that young people want instant gratification. Like they want the reward now.
Mhm.
They don't want to have to work for the reward. So so gratification is kind of like
Reward, right?
well,
Working for reward, for a reward.
yeah, it's like a big prize or a goal that
Okay.
so maybe they want a new car or something big, you know.
Learning
And if they have to get it now and put it all on their credit card, that's like instant gratification. They don't want to work, they just need it now. So that would be
Okay.
another word. In the chat box I'll put instant gratification. So some people have a lot of credit card debt because of satisfying their instant gratification.
Okay.
Let's see, Okay, there.
Do you
So
like this kind of lessons?
the ones with vocabulary?
No.
Well, the
No.
last two words have been a little bit challenging to define. I like ones that are a little bit easier, but these, well, let's see, which one was it? Tend to.
Tend to.
Tend to was fun because I could think of a lot of examples.
But I'm sure
But gratification, that's a little bit difficult.
okay.
Yeah.
I understand something.
Good. Okay, you understand something. And you know, some of the I like on the internet, they have some, when you look up the words in a dictionary, it gives more than one example sentence.
I
So
will especially look for tend to.
for which one? Cancer?
Tend to. More
Oh,
examples.
tend to. Right. I tend to, yeah. And so that's it's kind of like a pattern. A pattern that's a pattern is okay. So
I
that's
usually
another
hear
word.
this word, but I don't know this word.
Okay. So here, I put the word in the chat box. Are you able to translate that word? Pattern?
Pattern. It means no translation. The translation is not enough.
Not enough. Okay,
That's
because
why I don't know this word.
it has different definitions. You know, there's not just one definition, but tend to. A tend to would be a negative pattern. So like
A
when
piece
people
of
drink too much, they tend to get drunk.
piece of one, right? It might be piece of one pattern. For example,
A
there's a
piece.
one and pattern. There is something, and pattern is piece of something.
Piece of something.
There, for example, if it is pattern and there is the point here, the point is piece of pattern.
You know, like a shirt can have a pattern. So that's a different definition. You know, like the pattern on my shirt, white, green, white, green,
Yes,
white.
it's meaning
That's
on
a pattern. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
But I can look for it. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I understand. Thanks.
so
It's
yeah,
like
so tend to
example.
is kind of like a negative pattern.
Okay, it's like example.
Example. A negative example. Negative. Positive would be I work hard, I get more money. But I was thinking, you know, people that drink too much tend to, and then there's many negative consequences of drinking too much. They tend to, well, get drunk. But that's obvious. people that drink too much tend to have liver problems.
Okay.
There's people that, yeah. So
Okay. People tend
do we,
to have little problems.
right. Let's see.
Let me start it.
Yeah, I only have, if my next student comes on time, I only maybe have 6 more minutes. But
You have
we
another
could,
reservation.
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if the student, he's usually on time, but
Mhm.
I might only have 6 more minutes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Should we read a paragraph about the personality types?
Okay, we can finish the paragraph in 6 minutes.
We could do maybe we could do some paragraphs. I don't know if we'll have time for all. Yeah, go ahead. You
Then
could read.
Then we should start, and when the time finish, if you have a time, we can continue in other time.
Sure. Yeah, we can continue this same one again in another
Okay.
class.
Let me start.
All right, you can start.
When you time up, you should warn me.
Okay, I'll warn you.
Okay. Personality types. Personality is defined as the combination of characteristics or qualities that form an individual's unique character. Among all classifications of human behavior, we can find two main categories into which people are divided. Introverts, how could I pronounce it?
Yeah, introverts.
Introverts and extroverts.
Perfect. Yeah, extroverts.
Introverts are those people that tend to be concerned with their own mental life. Extroverts, on the other hand, are more likely to obtain gratification from being around other people. One of the most common myths regarding the two is that introverts are shy while extroverts don't like having any or alone time. The
Right.
truth is, any mistakes?
Well, I was just myths.
Myths.
Good.
Myths.
And quiet.
Quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Be quiet.
Yeah, be quiet. You might say that to the dog or to a kid. Be quiet.
Okay.
Shh, be quiet.
Please. They usually don't say please. Okay. The truth is that introverts are not actually shy. Usually they prepare what they have to say because they prefer situations that they can control and which are not overstimulating. Extroverts also need some time alone to recharge, but they need it in smaller doses.
Okay. Hey, that was a short article, but
Yes, I like that.
yeah, but I've heard of those myths.
Myths.
And yeah, those are myths. There were 2 myths. Did you see introverts are shy while extroverts don't like having any quiet time or alone time? So these are generalizations saying that all introverts are shy and all extroverts don't like having any quiet time or alone time. So, okay, have you ever heard of that word? Generalizations.
Socializing, maybe socializing.
Well, it's different. Generalization. Okay, there's that word.
Huh. No, I have.
Okay.
Not
So it's like
generalization.
a generalization. Maybe another one is everyone in China likes rice.
Ah,
That might
okay,
be. And everyone in Mexico likes spicy
okay.
food.
And everyone is in Turkey um, is like um, drink I
Or
milk.
they all drink milk.
Anyway, I messed up
Yeah,
everything.
something like that. I was thinking in Russia, everyone drinks vodka. And
Okay,
in
yeah.
Saudi Arabia, everybody has a camel.
Buttermilk,
Okay, so
we're
that
going
would
to
be
say.
a generalization.
Okay, but that's a good word for me. I
Okay,
should take a note.
yeah.
Generalization.
And usually people don't like being generalized. Well, anyway, but it can be a little bit racist maybe to make a
Mhm.
generalization. So anyway, it's not it's usually it to avoid making a generalization, you
Mhm.
can say
Exactly.
words like usually. Maybe
Mhm.
people usually have rice for dinner in China. And
It is definitely
yeah,
wrong.
right. Yeah, it's so
You have
these
a
are two
reservation right now?
generalizations. What's that? We'll
You have
do
a
the
reservation
question.
right now?
No, I haven't received any call.
Okay.
No. So what
You
personality?
in the first paragraph,
Oh, yeah,
uh,
I'll go to the top.
mhm. I can answer all of them according to
Okay,
paragraph.
good.
Um, definition is the combination of characteristics or qualities that form an individual's unique character. And question two, asking the introverts and extroverts. Introverts are those people that tend to be concerned concerned with their own mental life. Extroverts, on the other hand, are more likely to obtain gratification from being around other people. And the last question in the last paragraph, I think.
Hmm. Okay, let's see the last paragraph.
Okay. Can I see the? No. Okay, I remember the question. I
What is one of the most common myths regarding introverts and
I
extroverts?
remember. Okay. Before the last paragraph, and um, I'm sorry. Yes. Regarding introverts are shy, while extroverts don't like having any quiet or a long time. As you say, um, keep away doing generalization.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep away generalization or
Or you could say it's not good. Or you could say, let's see. Hmm. It depends. Let's see. You could say generalizations are. Mm, you know, okay. I've learned in school they told us if a statement says all or everybody, it's usually false. Have you
Mhm.
ever heard that? If you're
If you
reading
are
true and false, like on a test, there's
mhm.
multiple choice like A, B, C, or D,
Huh.
and then there's true and false.
But in the real life, the real life don't give you a chance, don't give you a choice.
Right, they don't give you choices. But
Could
I
you
was
write it?
going to say on the tests, when there's true and false statements,
Mhm.
if the statement says like all people gets sick with the flu every year. Well, if it says all, that usually means false. Have you heard that?
No.
Okay. Because life isn't like that, you know, like all people, maybe that, well, anyway, so those words all people get angry when or while they are hungry, when they get hungry. T, true or false? True or false? Okay, so if this was on a test, all people get hungry, all people get angry when they're hungry.
It's of course false.
Yeah,
Of course.
right. But if the thing said some people get angry when they are hungry, then that could be true. Some people get angry when they get hungry.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Yeah. So it's kind of like with a generalization. Generalizations are always false.
Okay.
I'm okay. So that's why a generalization is not good, because it's not true.
Yeah, and it might be bad for describe people. To
Right.
describe people.
Right. It's
The
better.
time-
We
the
have
time
3
up.
seconds, 2
Take care,
seconds.
please.
Okay.
On the
I'll
next
talk to you.